Here we are in front of the Centaur, the site of the Gloucestershire Business Show. Can you tell us, what was your inspiration for this year's show?
If you look back to the recession in 2011, 12, 13, we had a whole load of businesses in Gloucestershire feeling a bit bruised. A lot of professional organisations who they were trying to find out what they were doing, let alone know what to tell people. So you had a lot of questions being asked that weren't being answered, and we had a bit of a gauntlet laid down. How do we get that communication going? How do we create a space? So we took that idea and we played with it, and we talked to a lot of organisations like the universities and the county and the LEP and many like that. And it was clear that this had legs. Yeah, the model's based on that we'd find in the festival environment. We don't use that word too much because festival is a leisure industry word and this isn't what this is. But we take a community and we build a community that's going to exist 365 and give it 2 days in the middle in a year to have a party, basically. And that's what we're doing on the 17th of May here. And latterly now we're doing the 4th and 5th of October in South Gloucestershire at the Bristol and Bath Science Park, which is a new event for us this year. We were invited into that last summer on the basis that this was having a good effect here. So we're looking forward to that. This will be our 3rd year here.
And can you tell us who is coming to the show this year?
We have 2 clear demographics in mind. One is a full scope of scaling of business. So right from your pre-startup to your guys who've had a bright idea but are still thinking about how to turn that into a business, right through from small, medium, large SMEs, micros, and right into corporate and multinationals. And we have a lot of input from some of the bigger players around Gloucestershire. Doughty Propellers were quite a big part of the show last year from the GE group. They appear in different parts of the programme. The exhibitor floor tends to be quite heavily orientated around micro and small SME, but when you come to the event programme and the strategic thinking, and it is a very strategic show, the experience and the input from those bigger guys is just critically important. The other demographic that we work hard to achieve is that full footprint of Gloucestershire. It's very easy for things in Gloucestershire to focus on Cheltenham and or Gloucestershire, Gloucester and or both. And that's not unreasonable. That's where the high population centres are, that's where a lot of the business will be. But Gloucestershire is just so much more than that. So we put a lot of energy into pushing out into the county boundaries and pulling people in to actually get that full spread of Gloucestershire.
And can you tell us what the highlights of the show will be?
One of the things that I've been really thrilled about this year is the food and farming zone, which has got a live theatre kitchen in it, sponsored by Mid Counties Co-op, as well as Foster's Event Catering with Cotswold Dairies and various others. That's going to be a magic place. We've got growers and producers actually exhibiting in the space. We've got 2 days in, they've got a venue in there. On each of the days there's a live theatre kitchen experience that Foster's are doing, but right through the 2 days there's all sorts of things around agriculture. The NFU have got involved. We have the science and technology in business. Last year we had the innovation tied up with science and technology, and we realised early in the process this year that science and technology tends to be what you have once you've done the innovation. And the innovation tends to be a bit more of a theoretical business leading into. So we split those up. Now, with the innovation side of that was always very strong, and the innovation theatre is very strong, and that itself is a highlight. But what we've been really thrilled at is in the last few months how the science technology zone, we've had Tesla come on board, which is a really good thing for us. And the Bristol and Bath Science Park, who are big partners for us, are putting some really high-tech experience stuff in there. And the other area I think that I got to talk about that's new this year is the Creative Suite. So the Creative Suite is separating and dealing with the input to business that arts has, and those businesses that are in performance and creative arts who are businesses. They're not just individuals who sometimes don't look at themselves in a proper business light.
And can you give us the outlook of the show for the next 1 to 3 years?
So when we looked at the project in the very first place, we wanted to create a sustainable business model. Much as it would have been lovely to create this community and just do it once, that really would have been a very large amount of time and energy. So a sustainable business model was the important thing. We realised quite quickly as we started looking at it that anything we looked at for Gloucestershire would be very transferable. So we therefore came to the conclusion that actually if we can do this in Gloucestershire, we can do it somewhere else. So suddenly we have a growing sustainable business model. South Gloucestershire Business Show in October this year is a good example of that. That came up in the summer. We're repeating it there. There theoretically is no bound to that. We're actually introducing for both shows this year the Gloucestershire Business Games, which it looks as apprenticeship and skills building. As time allows sensibly, when other territories come up, we'll look at those. So that's quite a game.